Good morning and welcome to California Wood Custom Woodworking once again. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to do something that I've been reluctant to do because of the fact that I do not have a dedicated workshop to do my woodworking at home. Most of you know that I've been a construction and woodshop teacher for 28 years now, and I'm about 3 months away from retirement. So in the future, I hope one day that I'll have a dedicated workshop just for doing woodworking. My hope is that I can bring you all along on that journey. Today I'm going to do a woodshop tour of my 3-car garage, which I share with everyone in the household. Please, as always, subscribe, leave a like, share a comment. If you have any questions, I will respond to those as quickly as I can. Thank you so much for watching. And now, my garage shop tour. So I'm going to start right here, which is closest to where I set up the camera. This is my bandsaw that I picked up off of Craigslist. A guy up in the foothills, Alvarado foothills, was selling this bandsaw for $150. So I needed one at the time for a project I was doing. I didn't have one at home, and I didn't want to, keep doing the project at school, so I needed to buy a bandsaw. This is a Somerset 14-inch bandsaw. It is on wheels, so it is movable, and I can put it anywhere in the shop that I need to. Sometimes I do have to use my shop for my cars if I'm working on a car or something, so it's a really good thing that all these tools are on wheels. This is my Yoruba compound miter saw. My children gave this to me for, I think it was a Father's Day gift one summer when I was going to do some work up in the mountains. I was building a redwood deck, and I needed a chop saw just to make the job go a lot faster. So I asked them if they would purchase this chop saw for me, and it's great having older kids that have jobs and are able to spoil their dad. So it wasn't the most expensive one. There are some better miter saws on the market. So as you can see, I have some power tools in there, and my saw blades are in there. It's not fancy. It was built pretty quick, just something to put my miter saw on, and it also doubles in storage. So the other thing, I don't have a lot of storage for wood, so mainly I just go out and buy what I need and then bring it back to the shop. What I do end up with is a lot of scrap wood. I built this box, and as you can tell, it needs to be cleaned out, and there's just quite a lot of stuff there. Next, I have this scroll saw right here, which is a Dremel scroll saw, which I actually don't use that often because I like the other scroll saw I have, and there's a story about that scroll saw. This scroll saw was given to me. I use it every once in a while. It does have the capability of using blades that don't have the knob on front of them, so you can get some thinner blades and do some real intricate work with this scroll saw. This is actually the scroll saw that I use most often when I'm doing any work on a scroll saw. The unique thing about this scroll saw is that I purchased it for $25 at a secondhand Goodwill store, which was a steal. The only thing that was wrong with it was the tensioner back here was a little bent, so I fixed that. The unique thing I like about this scroll saw, and why it's probably the one I use the most, is the fact that it's easy to change the blade, and the blade runs this way, which is parallel to the arm. It also can turn at a 90-degree angle and allows you to cut longer pieces of stock without having to worry about the back of the scroll saw hitting it. So it was a great purchase, and I really think somebody should consider on some of the newer scroll saws, going back to giving you the ability to turn the blade at a 90-degree angle from the front to allow you to make better cuts on the scroll saw. Okay, so this is my drill press. I actually got this drill press. It was given to me by one of the gals that worked at Armiel High School. She had spoken to me one day and said that, hey, I have a drill press over in my storage. Somebody, do you want it? You can come pick it up. It was a blessing to get this drill press. It is a floor stand model. It's a 16-speed heavy-duty drill press made by Central Machinery. Thank you, Oceana, for this gift. It's great. I really appreciate it. This box right here actually contains storage for all my paints and stains, finishes. It's not fancy, it's just a metal box. It's been with me for a long time, and I've always kept my paints in it. Works out really well. This is actually a disc and belt sander I picked up at Harbor Freight. I picked it up for like 60 bucks, so it is pretty cheap, inexpensive. Again, I just needed something really quick in order to use the disc sander for a project I was working on, and the quickest remedy was just to go down to Harbor Freight and grab this really quick. So, but it serves its purpose for the project I was working on at the time, and then you don't have to purchase expensive equipment if you're just getting started. Again, I have access to the full wood shop at the high school. This is my garage, so it doubles as, everything else gets stored in here. My toolbox for working on, our cars and stuff is sitting here, and this is a table that I picked up from somewhere I can't remember, and these cabinets are just cabinets somebody was throwing away, and I used them for, storing different stuff. Glue and screws and all that, so that's where it's all in there. It's not very neat, but hopefully in the future I can do a better job of setting up. So this is my table saw, and basically it doubles as my work table. It's just an old Craftsman's table saw. I built this table around it. I put this came up on this fence, which has worked really well. So staying with the theme, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, I would really love to have a new saw stop. I have 3 of those in the shop at school, and those machines are just phenomenal. In the future, I hope to acquire a saw stop and put it in my new shop when that comes around. But this has done the job for me with the projects that I've done. Haven't had any major issues, other than I did have another Craftsman table saw that had a worm drive on it, and it was older, and the worm drive kept coming apart and coming loose, and so I decided to change it out with this saw, which was another gift. My son-in-law's mother had this in her garage, and it belonged to her husband, and he had since passed away, so I acquired this saw and changed it out just recently and built a new table. I'll show you the boxes underneath and how it's connected. So I built this box a few years ago, and I used it for both table saws that I had, and it's pretty basic. It's just a box, and it has wheels on it so that I can move it around the shop if I needed to. Down there I keep drills and chisels in those 2 boxes there. These drawers slide out. And I keep drills, and my 2 drills and router and a jigsaw in there that I use, and router bits and so on in those 2 boxes. So there's more drawers over there that I have miscellaneous stuff. There's my shop vac. Let's come this way. And it's pretty simple. The table is hooked to, the extension table is hooked to the table saw, and then I built this Moxon vise just recently, and hats off to all of those people that show videos of how to build these. I'd never had a vise like this before. This is what I used to use mainly if I'm building projects. It's just simple vise, and I'd clap it to the table. This Moxon vise is going to give me the opportunity to do different types of projects. It works quite well, and those of you who know what they are, you understand how they work. So it's gonna come in handy. This wood that I made it out of, it looks like a mahogany, but it is a yellowish tinged wood. So I'm not even sure what kind of wood it is. And my handles are made out of walnut, and all I did was epoxy. This is a 3/4 inch bolt, and all I did was I chiseled this out earlier, and I epoxied the bolt into these handles, and it works really well. They just slide right on. I've seen some people use wheels. This is just a lot easier because of how they spin. Once you put them in, and you're good to go. So I had mentioned that it gets hot in here, and there's my little air conditioner, and that's my planer. I don't have a joiner, which I realize comes in very handy. My little air conditioner, I just stick underneath the garage door and put some covers on the gap, and that's how I cool my shop in the summertime. I have a little air compressor, and that's what I use, that, and that stays underneath there. This is my router table. It is a Rockler. Let's see the name there. It is a Rockler router table. A Roby router. It's pretty basic, but it does the work I need it to do. Staying with that same theme, you don't have to spend a lot of money. I'm kind of panning around. That is a project I'm currently working on, and this is my computer table. It's on wheels, so I can move it around, and I have some extra lighting that I use when I'm filming and need to get better lighting. It's just real simple. Built it out of 3/4 inch ply, but it works really well. When we were in distance learning, I used this workstation, computer station, to teach my woodshop classes in distance learning, and that's my California wood backdrop, and it has all my hand tools on, and then down below is my lathe, which I've used for a number of different projects. I picked that up for, I think it was $100 from a guy on Craigslist. I think it also is a Craftsman built a lathe like that, or they interchange names and sell them, and works really well for what I need it for. Again, it's not
an expensive tool. And I've just put together what I can in order to make my shop work.
So that is my garage shop tour. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments or have a question, please feel free to leave those, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. One more time, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.